Welcome to today's edition of Crypto Corner at InvestorIdeas.com. News on what's driving the cryptocurrency market. Hey everyone, this is Sam Mowers here, and welcome to episode 473 of the Crypto Corner podcast. For news today, Bitcoin is nearing its 2017-2018 trading price highs. Bitcoin mining revenue is surging. Square's Cash App has reported massive revenue from Bitcoin, and the Central Bank Governors Club has found that COVID-19 has spurred interest in CBDCs. But just before we dive into today's show, a quick reminder that if you enjoy this podcast, please feel free to share it or leave us a review. And while you're at it, I recommend checking out some of the other podcasts on InvestorIdeas.com. This includes the Clean Tech and Climate Change podcast, as well as the Cannabis Podcast, both of which will bring you up to speed on the latest stock news and trends in their respective spaces. Alright, so with the mayhem of the inconclusive U.S. presidential election still ongoing, Bitcoin has rallied even further in the past couple of days, registering a trading price at the time of recording of about $15,460. That is according to data from CoinMarketCap. Just as a reminder, when we left off on Wednesday's Crypto Corner just 2 days ago, Bitcoin was trading for around $13,835. A report from CoinDesk indicates that Bitcoin's trading price reached $15,971 earlier on Friday, just this morning, a level last seen during the bull market frenzy between December 2017 and January 2018. This report goes on to say that despite this recent surge, data from Google Trends suggests that retail investors are showing calm over Bitcoin's recent rally, and the market is far from being in a state of bull frenzy. Elsewhere, Cointelegraph reports that Bitcoin mining revenue has soared to levels not seen since Bitcoin's third halving back in May 2020, even reaching $20.8 million on November 4th, which is the highest point recorded since September 2019, when the miner's block reward was twice as much as now. This is in part due to the doubling of Bitcoin's actual trading price since the May halving, but also to a rise in the cryptocurrency's transaction fees. In late October, for instance, the transaction fees surged nearly 200%. According to a Q3 2020 shareholder letter, Square, which trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol SQ, reported that its mobile payments app Cash App generated $1.63 billion of Bitcoin revenue and $32 million of Bitcoin gross profit during the third quarter of 2020, which represents an increase of 11 times and 15 times year over year, respectively. This growth is attributed to an increase in Bitcoin activities and volume per customer. An excerpt from the letter reads, quote, "In October 2020, we invested $50 million in Bitcoin as we believe cryptocurrencies are an instrument of economic empowerment and aligns with the company's purpose. We expect to hold this investment for the long term. The accounting rules for Bitcoin will require us to recognize any decreases in market price below cost as an impairment charge, with no upward revisions when the market price increases until a sale." End quote. A news release from the Bank of Russia discussing an online meeting of Central Bank Governors Club that comprises representatives of 26 central banks of the Central Asia, Black Sea region, and Balkan countries indicated that the coronavirus has spurred interest in central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. An excerpt from that reads, quote, "The COVID-19 pandemic has, among other things, affected further expansion of e-commerce and electronic settlement technologies. This is one of the reasons why financial regulators are more and more interested in central bank digital currencies." This topic was discussed at the second session of the meeting, facilitated by Deputy Governor of the Bank of Russia, Alexei Zabotkin. While arranging the emission of a digital currency, a central bank should, first of all, assess the impact it will have on monetary policy and financial stability, then develop a procedure to avoid and mitigate cyber risks. End quote. That does it for today's Crypto Corner. If you would like to be a guest or sponsor for this podcast, contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products, services, or securities. Investors are reminded all investment involves risk and possible loss of investment. To hear more InvestorIdeas.com podcasts, please visit InvestorIdeas.com/audio. And a reminder, you can also hear our podcasts on Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio.com, and Google Play Music.